I'm Realtor Deb Tomorrow, and this is At Home in Bloomington, brought to you by Karen Russell, Ruoff Home Mortgage. We profile the people, places, and resources that make Bloomington, Bloomington, and help you live your best life. At Home in Bloomington. Welcome to At Home in Bloomington. I'm your Realtor Deb Tomorrow. I feel like I should come up with a better... I need something like trademarked, earmarked, copyrighted for my introduction.
Yeah, you do.
Like I need to make up a word like hubba hubba something.
You know, you need to say all the hard words that we don't like to say, like judicial. Like you should
rural.
Form a new word.
You know, you can't say the word judiciary without sounding drunk. Judiciary. I sound drunk, but I'm not. All right. The other voice you hear is, who am I? I'm Deb Tomorrow. I'm a realtor, and this is my show. And I'm here with Karen Russell, who is the best damn lender in the state of Indiana.
The crowd goes wild.
Hello. With Ruoff Home Mortgage, and she is a show sponsor, so thank you for joining us. As most listeners, all of our vast amount of listeners know, we have a little game we play at the beginning of the show, which is you never know who our guests are.
That is correct.
So here's
that needs a title,
right?
We need an intro for you and a title for the game that we play.
Right. We'll call it like 5 Clue Karen or something.
Yeah.
And we'll give you 5 clues.
We'll work on that title.
Okay, we'll work on it. Right. Okay. So here's one you'll never guess.
Okay.
But I'm excited about this show. Okay, so before us,
yes,
that people can't see, but before us sits 2 nice-looking young men.
Yes.
Much younger than us. And I'm going to read the story from their company website. They're kind of about us.
This is part of the guessing game for me?
Yeah. Okay. And you're going to stop me when you know what they do.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so the story behind the madness is what it says on the website.
Okay.
It all began when 3 guys in Bloomington, Indiana. We lived together, hung out together, went to school together. And
Time out. This is like the story this is like every good story starts out like that.
All right.
Started with 3 people in Bloomington.
And now there's only 2.
Okay. So
that's just 3 guys, there were only 2 that joined us today. Okay. Went to school together and one day decided to change the world together, starting in our own kitchen.
Okay.
You have a guess?
No. Well, I have like drinking guesses. Yeah. Well, like, hey, let's see if we can concoct a new beverage. But go ahead. No.
Okay. It was here, continuing on, it was here that we began hashing out our master plan for a radical new movement centered around community, kindness, transparency, and equality. We also got to talking about building a business, one that puts people and the planet first instead of profits. Sounds crazy, right? Anything yet?
No.
Okay. Continuing on. Well, we're doing it, they say. An all-natural body care is at the backbone of it all. I wish we could show Karen's face right now.
Wait. Okay. Repeat that sentence again.
Well, we're doing it. And all natural body care is the backbone of it all. From soaps to soaks. We're making products that are meant to love, and we're having a hell of a good time doing it. Call us crazy, but doing things a better way just isn't that hard. We want others to do the same, and we're eternally optimistic that our good vibes will rub off on everyone.
Okay, so many things going on in my head right now because I saw the back of Muhammad's shirt, and now I'm confused.
What's the back of his shirt say?
Turn back around. I think it says, I give a shit.
Yep. Oh, okay.
And then you're talking about organic.
It's a bathroom, but it's not that kind of bathroom.
Well, I was thinking of like creams and different things that you.
Kinda.
Yes, but what are the ingredients? So
That's where we're gonna get you.
Okay.
So
I'm nervous. I'm having a hot flash. I'm like, is this my water? I'm gonna take this.
So formerly known as Soapy Soap, and now known as the Mad Optimist. We welcome you. We've got Anthony and Muhammad, who are our owners, 2 of the 3 owners of the company. So let's put Karen out of her misery. What do you guys do?
So what we do is we make all-natural, personalized body care.
Okay.
And so the Mad Optimist is all centered around you go online, you choose your skin type, you create a scent out of essential oils, you choose add-ins, you choose your packaging, you name your product, and then we make it and ship it out within 10 days or less. And so we can choose from bar soaps, bath soaps, lip balms,
bath soaps,
body sprays.
But you get to name, do your own, creation.
Yep.
So you get to name your soap.
And that's part of what the company has evolved into.
Yeah.
So it didn't start like that.
Okay.
It started out with organic, right? And you want to talk a little bit about how you started and
I can keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna roll. So, historically, so 6 years ago, we started here in Bloomington, like Deb mentioned, as Soapy Soap company, and then we were just making all natural body care. That's where we kind of developed all our formulas and really kind of figured out how everything is made. So we have a lot of qualities that we adhere to, like from the very beginning. Like our products are all vegan. We use all plant-based ingredients, essential oils for scents, nothing artificial. And even like all our products are gluten-free because one customer came up and said they had a skin sensitivity. So we're like, well, let's go and
To gluten.
Yeah. And so we had to switch to a more expensive version of oatmeal to make sure that it wasn't processed in the same facility. So yeah, we've always adhered to really high quality ingredients. And then so we started selling locally in Bloomington to various stores and also at markets and selling directly. And we had a very small online presence. And as we grew throughout Indiana, we started noticing that we need to go national to really get the sales we needed to be sustainable. And we really kind of thought a few different ways of doing that. I'm sure we can go into more of this later. And we had to sit down and think, what did we do that was very different? And that's the way we make our soap. So the soap is safe and ready to use the same day.
I still have that like question because my mind, I can't put myself there just yet on like what ingredients. It's throwing me off.
Why?
The shirt.
Oh,
essentially-
we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what
We'll
I'm
get
like,
to that.
Okay.
All right.
It just okay. So the shirt says we give a shit.
Yeah,
And they care.
they care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm trying
We'll
to go.
get
with
into that more, but that's segment
Okay.
2, foreshadowing.
Okay, for sure. Okay.
But I want to hear more about the facility because that I think is, well, one thing that you just mentioned, which is I never knew, but is that a lot of soaps have to cure out for a period of time.
Yeah. So most soaps take about 30 to 60 days to cure for your skin to be safe to use. We actually came up with our own method, which we termed the volcano method.
Okay.
And with that method, the soap is ready and safe to use the same day. So you don't have to do any curing process or anything. When we make it, we test it, and it's pretty much actually I just finished making soap right now, and it was safe to use, and everything is good to go.
That's why he smells so good.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought when you walked through the door, she would be
Yeah.
like, "What's going on?" Because they smell like yummy soap.
everyone smelled good, and then there was a conversation prior to going, recording. That I'm like, that was an interesting conversation about smelling like you're
A
from
certain way.
Bloomington,
Yeah, right.
or whatever. But no, I have all these other questions, like what are your backgrounds and how does one just do that? Like how I get.
So
Yeah.
all three of us graduated from IU at different times, and all of us are liberal arts majors. So I graduated in political science, Anthony in linguistics and German, and my brother in psychology and a minor in criminal justice. So no business.
Total natural to
Yep.
go into doing creating soaps. Okay.
But I think what's interesting is that liberal arts background, also French and anthropology, so liberal arts as well. I'm a realtor. Is that it teaches you a different way to look at things, and you're not just going in. I'm impressed by. I feel like you guys do business plans and things like that, but you just approach them from a different angle, and from a more worldly angle because of that liberal arts. That's my liberal arts
more
bias.
like a humanistic approach.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Interesting. And I thought it was, so this method of making soap that you have is such a key, like that was something you developed a while ago, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But that's become key in this idea of customizing soaps, because you wouldn't be able to do that. People wouldn't order a custom soap and then want to wait 60 days to have it delivered.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how that customization process works, because that's really cool and it's going to get you super excited.
Well, I already have a name.
Oh, you're
I already have a
work on
name.
scent.
Yeah, I have to work on the scent, but I already have a name. But go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, so for the soap, we developed a few different bases for different purposes. So you didn't have to necessarily go from square one and create your own bases.
Yeah.
So we kind of perfected a few different ones that a lot of people like. And so we have one for dry skin, one for neutral skin, and one for more oily skin. Because that's what people are usually concerned about.
And all those bases serve specific purposes. So for the dry skin, it's really good for sensitive skin, and also very good for hyperallergenic skin. So if you're the main base of that oil is olive oil. So that works really well. And then the neutral skin is just for like, I have neutral skin, so it's just like, it works really well. And oily skin is designed to suck out the oil, to cleanse the skin and stuff. So everything that we do is for a specific purpose and a function.
And funnily enough, each of those bases kind of corresponds to one of us. We didn't really intend it this way. But like I have more oily skin, so I'm kind of I've been the representative of that
oily,
base.
Oily base.
Your brother must be the dry then.
He's the dry, and
that's how I'm going to remember you guys from here on out. I won't remember your names. I'll be like, hey, oily.
So for like Soapy Soap Company, like Anthony mentioned earlier, like throughout Indiana, we're in various retail wholesale locations, and for one of the rebrands, we actually put our faces as on the bars of soap,
nice.
Caricatures. So you see Anthony with the oily skin, myself with the neutral, my brother with the dry.
Well, witness, because we couldn't tell that Anthony had oily skin, so obviously the soap must be working. So people can go online and they can pick their base as a starting point, right?
Yeah. So for bar soap, they get to pick their base, and then after they pick their base, then they get to pick among a selection of about like 15 different essential oils. And then what's unique is you can choose the intensity of the essential oil. So let's say you want lavender, clove, and tea tree, but you want to smell a little bit more powerful of lavender, then you choose that twice, and then you get to get that intensity level of lavender more.
You essentially have 4 slots that you fill up with whatever 4 essential oils you like.
Okay, so someone would just decide, I like these oils, like I like lavender, that smells nice.
Absolutely.
But then how would I know that those even
go together?
Yeah,
that was my question.
That's a question we get a lot. What we did was, as a first step, for each essential oil, we listed out what we call BFFs with.
Yep.
So we had like 3 essential oils that would match with any of the oils you're choosing. You can kind of look through those and match them up based on that.
Okay.
In the future, we do plan on like helping out people a little more and giving more suggestions.
It's like a wine pairing. Like
Yeah,
I feel like
right.
we need to have like a...
And really, no essential oils will be like a bad combination. It's more of a personal, like...
Assuming you don't
personal
choose
choice,
an oil that you know you don't like. Like some people don't like patchouli, then don't put patchouli. But other than that, like we've had thousands of bars that we've made so far. And there are very few that I don't think...
If you ever had one that you're like, ooh, I don't know about that.
There was there was a time when we used to offer coffee as an add-in, so after the exfoliant step, but
it did not make the soap smell really.
It had a weird... So we've taken it off because we want everyone to have a great experience. But that's kind of part of the growth. We're always kind of changing and figuring out better ways of doing things.
And minimum order for customizing your own soap is...
One bar.
Yeah. 1 bar. So that
like a no-brainer.
Right. It's like there's like, impetus to just try something, and if you don't like the flavor,
try again.
Give it to somebody else, and then try another one. And then you can also customize with lip balms.
Yeah.
Lip balms, sprays, and bath soaks is what we're offering right now.
For the moment, those 3 you can choose the essential oil. There's one base, so to speak, and you also choose your name for those as well.
Yep.
And we'll be adding on other products in the months to come.
And people get really creative with their names.
Yeah, so not just the scent, but then your name too, and then you guys actually like print it on there.
Yeah.
Like this would be an awesome, I was thinking today, I was like, I should be like come up with some catchy name, and then you could like give them as gifts to, clients or whatever.
Well, like pop culture, everyone's always making their own fragrance, and I want to smell like flowers or whatever the smell is, and it's like, who the hell does that? Not like normal Bloomington people, but I about said shit, but shit, we like your own like bar soap, or you said
people
lip
with their names, they get really political. They get political too. They have fun with it.
Yeah.
So it's not just like flower or whatever. It's more of they get political with it, or how they're feeling, how their mood is.
Right.
And some people go a little raunchy too as well. So there's a couple of names.
You have no barriers, no limits, right? You'll print anything.
There's none that. So there's a few where we kind of were like, okay, should we print this? But we don't want to necessarily choose people. I don't know that I want to repeat any of them, but
oh my gosh,
but there's been some very interesting ones.
How fun is that?
I know. I feel like in my head, it's like, and I don't know how any of this is happening behind the scenes. Like, however this is going into production, but in my mind, I'm thinking, would that not be fun if there was a way like you have like some of your girlfriends come in or guy friends or whatever, and you just sit around and you decide this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to go and pick out a soap, make our own soaps, and
Well, they do have had in the past some classes at their facility.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
still do.
Yeah.
For local folks, Bloomington people, we do have monthly workshops at the warehouse. So it's kind of just like how we described. You make your soap and kind of do it physically.
Okay.
And those are the first Sunday of every month.
Yep.
And you can also schedule like special
And
sessions.
where's that? Where's your warehouse located?
Yeah, that's off of First Street, right by the hospital.
Yeah, kind of behind the hospital.
So 903 West First Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
a little tricky to find, but it's, back there.
It's a manufacturing place, and so 5,000 square feet, and that's where we do all the production, manufacturing. That's where all the operations is. So we
Okay.
ship through there. We do everything from there.
And we do invite people to come by. They can purchase. There's not a store per se, but
Yeah.
we give people a tour and they can pick things out.
Yeah.
And one of the things I think is really great to point out too is that the level of standards that you set for yourself in your manufacturing facility is above and beyond, which is sort of your theme in your business anyway, is above and beyond what's required.
Yes.
So required is there's actually not much required for a cosmetics facility. So I guess I can describe a little more. When you're selling just a soap that washes and cleans, there's basically no regulation at all. You can just sell a chunk of soap. If you're claiming that it has cosmetic benefits, like it improves the appearance or it's moisturizing, then you have to follow certain labeling guidelines, which we obviously do because we do claim cosmetic that they're cosmetic products. And then there's another level where if you claim like medicinal benefits, which if you notice, if you go to our website or any of our past websites, we don't make any of those claims of like healing of any kind. Then it becomes a drug, and then then you have to have a registered facility. You have to have even more stringent packaging, and it's very expensive. And so we haven't done that. But what we have done is we've kind of on our end decided to adhere to a certain standard called GMP, Good Manufacturing Practices. It involves like tracking lot numbers very closely. Like we can tell you in your bar of soap exactly what bottle of olive oil we used and when we purchased it. So if we ever had to do a recall, or if one of our suppliers ever recalled anything, we could be very specific with that. And that's not required.
I know, right?
And we don't have to do that at
Yeah.
all. And then also we wear we have all our employees, whoever manufactures or produces, wear beer nets and hair nets.
Because you don't want a hair in your soap.
Yeah.
Not unless it's my own.
I think you have a hairnet in your pocket.
Yeah, I actually do. Like I was in the middle of pushing, say, "Hey, we gotta go." And I'm like, all right. And then also we make everything on stainless steel tables, all NSF grade, everything, and I think. Yeah, so
we basically pretend as if it were food, and how would that be regulated? How would we want it to be treated if it were food? And that's how we treat it. Like for lip balms, since we wear gloves because those are going directly on people's lips. We want it to be perfectly clean.
And that's where the term "I give a shit" comes from. Like we give a shit about just manufacturing practices,
and that
everything
extends
that we do.
to many other
everything.
things. But that's kind of like the first thing that we really started doing it intensively with.
You guys thought of that tagline like overnight. You guys sat around and brainstormed.
We were sitting on that tagline for a while.
Were you thinking, are we brave enough to do
The
this?
thing is, so some people thought, shit and soap doesn't go well together.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Yes, I was like, "What are you trying to tell me? Like, come up with a way to?"
So we kind of tabled it, but then with the new branding, with the Mad Optimist, we're like, you know what? No, this is who we are. We do, very simply put, we do give a shit about everything. So why not? Why? Let's change the meaning of it.
And then it helps too. Like "Crazy for Good" would be like the official tagline. But "I give a shit" is definitely in there and
memorable for sure.
Yeah.
So transitioning from Soapy Soap to the Mad Optimist, what's the best website for people to go and play around with soaps and order?
We would recommend everyone go to the Mad Optimist.
Yep.
Okay,
Soapy Soap is still up for now, but we're really transitioning everything to the Mad Optimist.
Awesome. So go to themadoptimist.com, and there's all kinds of fun stuff. And we're going to talk, when we come back from break, I want to talk more about your business. We've alluded to it a little bit here, but I want to talk more about your Humanifesto and how you set your business up, because I think that's important for people to understand. And I certainly want to encourage everyone to support, responsible businesses and forward-thinking business owners. So we will be back right after break. Stick around. You're at home in Bloomington.
Hi, this is Karen Rastel with Ruoff Home Mortgage. Did you know we are on the cutting edge of technology when it comes to applying for a mortgage? Loan Butler was created with you in mind. It's a fast, convenient, and secure way to apply online for a mortgage loan. It reduces the amount of paperwork and time for you. Save a tree and contact me today at 812-606-7653 for more details. Ruoff Home Mortgage is an Indiana corporation licensed by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions. This is not an offer for extension of credit or a commitment to lend. All loans must satisfy company underwriting guidelines. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 141868.
Hi everyone, I'm back with another Real Estate Realist, practical advice on buying and selling real estate based on my experience closing over 800 home sales. Now, most of us like to watch HGTV and watch the amazing home renovation transformations. But what's the process like in real life? We all know it takes a lot longer than an hour. But what else? On my Real Estate Today podcast, we spoke with Lauren Wood from Lauren Wood Builders to learn about the steps in the renovation process. Here are his 4 phases. Number 1, establish the scope. What are you trying to accomplish? Whether you're planning a renovation, addition, or new construction, setting parameters for the project and getting a realistic idea of timeline, complexity, and budget is an important first step. Number 2, design and costing the project. For some, this means polishing an existing plan. Others start only with a vision and may need an architect to help turn that vision into a set of construction drawings. Once the design is in place, a project manager will work with suppliers and subcontractors to arrive at an estimate and advise you on the best choices for your project from a design, cost, and efficiency standpoint. Number 3, build out. This is when things get exciting and messy. Watch your rough ideas and 2-dimensional drawings become your dream house, your new kitchen, your master bedroom suite. Your builder should be communicating with you heavily through this phase. And number 4, move in. Seems easy enough, right? But just like on TV, having an expert guiding you along the way will make the process easier. For more information on the home renovation process, listen to my Real Estate Today podcast, show number 75. You can find it on iTunes, YouTube, and my website, www.athomeinbloomington.com.
My name is Donna, and my realtor is Deb Tomorrow. When it comes time to buy or sell a home, she is the obvious choice. Deb is not your average realtor. She stands beside you all the way, before, during, and after your real estate transactions. Deb is passionate about real estate, and it shows. So just do it. Choose Deb. Now back to the show.
Hey, welcome back to At Home in Bloomington. Thank you, Karen. You have my back. I started talking, and she's like, "You're not recording." I'm like, well, there you go. That's what you get when you get an amateur. Anyways, so welcome back. We are going to do our Facebook follow segment. This one's a little weird. But stick with me because it makes sense. I don't know. Sometimes things make sense to me and don't necessarily make sense to everyone else. But I'm always looking for resources in the community. And yesterday I had an aha moment when I sort of discovered a new resource on my news feed on Facebook. And it's one that I've been following for a while, but I never thought of it as a resource until yesterday. So I'm just going to say it. This is weird. Senior living communities are an awesome resource for finding really interesting things to do.
Keep going.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
So,
there's one right by my house.
Right? If you've ever like toured or talked to anyone at one of these senior living communities, we have a lot of them here in Bloomington. We always kind of joke and say it's like living on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Because they're doing excursions and they're doing events and they're doing talks and there's always stuff going on. And I've been following Meadowood. Long story, but basically I have no children and I need to figure out who's going to put me in the home when I'm, old enough. And I didn't really understand senior living communities.
We can designate my son to do that for you.
Okay, thank you, Jack. So last year I toured Meadowood and I was like, oh, this is my solution to not having children, not having someone put me away when I need to be put away. So I went to my financial advisor and I was like, okay, so here's what I need for my future. I need to be able to afford like Meadowood.
Right.
And he's like, you can do more than that. And I was like, nah, that's all I need. But so I've been following them, but, something popped up in my newsfeed yesterday and it was somebody that was doing a lecture on, like horror movies, which is kind of funny, but like Alfred Hitchcock and stuff like that, like classic horror movies.
It is October.
Right.
So.
And it turns out that this gentleman has like a series of classes that he gives all over town. And I'm hoping that we have him on as a guest, but it got me thinking, like, there's art galleries openings. There are, Armchair Traveler. They just did an event on and anybody can come to these too. So there's events at the facilities that anybody can go to and like watch someone as they give a talk about their trip to Iceland or something, which would be kind of interesting. Or B, you just learn about stuff that their residents are going to do and you think, oh, that's a great idea.
Those are open to the public?
A lot of them are.
Okay.
Like art gallery openings and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. There's really, really interesting things going on. So my point is, I want to encourage you to follow some of the senior living communities like Meadowood out there and get inspired by what they're doing. Because they really are involved in the community, looking for opportunities to just sort of stimulate the senses. We talk about liberal arts, humanities, and things like that. And I think there's some interesting stuff out there. So there you go.
We'll have to go. You have to tell me the next time because I did not realize that this was a new
obsession. No,
is it?
I think it's just I'm tired and I'm ready to retire.
No, but like I would never have known that there's that they have things open to the public.
Yeah.
Like you would think, oh, I can't go onto the campus because I don't have someone that I know that's staying there or living there.
No, they really. I think a lot of them really welcome everybody coming and making it kind of a community center. So yeah. Pretty cool. Okay, back to the Mad Optimist. Remember, themadoptimist.com, formerly known as Soapy Soap. And I want to talk about your business model a bit. Well, no, should we do the box first? Oh, we're torturing. So during the break, the gentleman from the Mad Optimist brought out this gorgeous box that is their shipping box. That is the most gorgeous shipping box I have ever seen in my life. And set it in front of Karen. And she started to open it, and then we smacked her hands and said, no, you're going to do that on air.
Yeah.
So, if we could...
Yeah, well, Rachel's going to take a picture.
Oh, so we're going to document this?
Yeah, well, just so that like people can see just
all
how...
Right.
Beautiful.
Do you guys want to describe the box? Because I'm not good with the flowery words, but it's gorgeous.
Do you want to describe the box?
I'm not good at that either, but what attracted me the most is the colors are very vibrant. It's a cooling. I don't know. Like these
saturated. They're saturated colors.
It's like a deep indigo
indigo
background with the Mad Optimist logo on the cream color on top. But out of the edges of the box, it's like color is bursting from the seams. That's the kind of the feel we're going for.
Yes, it makes you want to rip the box open, which I have been patiently not doing because I've been told not to.
And if you feel this has a nice
and that's the other thing. You can just tell by looking at the box. I'm referring to a purchase I just made a week and a half ago, which I had to get a new phone, and the box came in this I thought I saw halos and lights beaming off of it. I mean, but the box was that nice. But that's the feeling I get here. And now I have a smile on my face too.
You heard it here first. She has a smile on her face.
It's very whimsical. I love it. Look at all the colors.
It's gorgeous. The inside is completely printed as well.
Okay, so on the inside, there's a man showering. What is this animal?
It's a meerkat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Super cute.
I don't know why it's a meerkat, but it's a meerkat.
But it says, let happiness rub off on you. I love it. I love the colors.
And then here we would we would type a personal message and everything. And that's where you see the three guys.
And you guys, 3 guys in a tub. I love it. I love it.
So there's a little card in there that kind of welcomes you to your purchase. And then every purchase they wrap in a pretty colored tissue. So if you're doing this as a gift for someone, I mean, you cannot go wrong. It is so stunning.
No, absolutely.
To open this up.
And what we noticed is actually a lot of people like getting these for themselves, a gift for themselves as well.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I love this. Great. So inside the box, there's several bars of soap, the samples of the ones where you can name them yourself.
I'm not doing a very good job at explaining what I'm like. My eyes are...
I know, because we also have to smell. But here's one. The soap's name is Thank You, Micah. What a great thank you gift that would be to someone. Sweet Spice.
I like the way that one looks.
Sniffing probably doesn't go over well on podcasts, but thank you, David. Delta loves you.
These labels you create based on. Gosh, I love this.
That's what's amazing is that I just can't even imagine somebody's face if they
So those are the bars of soaps, and these are our bad soaps. And then you'll notice here the 3 guys, and then I think we were talking about also as well. You'll see each one has its lot number and everything as well. It gives you the
Okay.
ingredients. So this is all we print all on demand.
So the ingredients will be the exact ingredients from
Right,
your,
yeah.
and for the soap too on the back. It will
Oh,
have the
awesome.
ingredients.
And the lip
I
on too.
love this.
My lips only.
That's true. Like, who likes to share lip balm?
Right? No.
No one.
No.
I love this. I'm really glad that you guys are on there. Or there's a representation of
super
you guys.
cute.
I love it. I love this.
And what other products do you have coming down the horizon?
So liquid soap is our big project next. We kind of put it off for a while.
Like liquid body soap.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
liquid
So
body
liquid
soap, yeah.
hand or body
Yep.
soap, and you will be able to choose your scents as well. In the next few months, we'll.
Oh, great.
We just launched the Mad Optimist just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we're kind of working through that still.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of things down the pipeline too. We're working on deodorant formula as well, and also mini bath bombs as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
And how do you, I always, when you're talking about sort of the science behind like oily skin and you use this as a base and dry skin and you use this as a base, I mean, you know, you guys are liberal arts majors, you're not scientists. So how do you research this, or do you have support or
Sure.
Google? I don't know.
It's a lot of Google, of reading books, consulting with people who know more than us.
Yeah.
We have a good relationship with IU chemistry department.
Oh, okay.
Called folks from there in to help. We have a few interns from the chemistry department as well.
nice.
So we know when we need help and
Yeah.
when to call it in. But we're also very passionate about teaching ourselves, like with business and marketing and
Yeah.
chemistry, everything we need to know. And then just testing things like crazy to make sure the soap works.
Yeah.
I guess
I have
a
really
great
dry
example-
skin, so I'm happy
yeah.
to test
Yeah.
anything you ever need tested. I'll take multiple showers a day for the sake of, testing.
We actually have a great example of that. We have a poison ivy soap,
wow.
which hasn't moved over to the Mad Optimist quite yet, but it's still available on Soapy Soap. We will be adding it shortly, but you can
So with the
describe it.
poison ivy soap, so like Anthony was alluding to earlier, is we don't put anything out on the market until we are completely 100% satisfactory with it. So with the poison ivy soap, we pretty much made it where it sucks out the urusha oil of poison ivy to help contain where the poison ivy is. Because if you don't contain it, it spreads everywhere.
Right.
It can get onto your bed sheets. It can get onto everywhere.
And if you remember, we don't make medical claims.
Yes.
So what the soap does is it washes. It just washes the oil off thoroughly. We make no claims about it healing, and we do want people to be very careful.
Yeah.
So when it was time to start selling it, we're like, you know what, we have to test it. So we're like, we need to give somebody poison ivy. And
Rock, paper, scissors?
no,
Short
it
straw?
was more of, Anthony, you're going to do this.
So there's this weak argument of like, oh, well, we don't know if we're allergic,
Yeah.
so, and you're allergic because you've gotten it before. And I was like, okay, I'll do it, fine.
So we actually have a video too on
YouTube.
on YouTube where we
I feel
gave
your pain, Anthony. I think Deb would do that to me.
Yeah.
we gave Anthony poison ivy. We waited about 5 to 10 minutes, and we actually put more on because we're we
That's
don't
not
put enough. But then we realized later on that it was a lot.
So the thing to remember is the poison ivy, like, even if you have it on for a few minutes, it can still give you a rash. It just doesn't appear for a few days. So I did get 2 rashes. Although the rash where we let it sit longer, it did spread beyond the first area. So that showed us that the soap did thoroughly wash off the oil and worked just how we wanted it to. So that was great. But I did have poison ivy for like 6 weeks.
Oh my
And it was like a
gosh.
solid red patch, but it's all in the name of,
Right, in the name of science.
So we're cruelty free, but we'll test on Anthony anytime.
Sounds like a double standard. Oh my goodness. All right, so in the spirit of kindness, let's talk about kindness. So you have on your website your Humanifesto, and it is where your branding came from. The We Give a Shit.
Yep.
Right? Tell me about the Humanifesto and what your intent is and what you're trying to accomplish with that.
Sure. Well, the Humanifesto is just kind of us distilling down our values. A big part of like moving forward with the Mad Optimist is really kind of taking a look at what we've always believed and sharing that more with the world. Something that we've done, like we talked about GMP and hairnets. We're not great. We haven't historically been great about like talking about all the things we do that people would love to hear. I'm sure it's nice to hear that we wear hairnuts and you're not going to find hairs in your product. So the same thing goes with all of our other values. So we decided to make that just a huge part of the Mad Optimist, and that's part of the name too.
Yes.
So I won't like list all of them, but we give a shit is kind of the core of everything. It kind of starts simple with using all natural ingredients and being sustainable, and using like all plant-based, vegan, halal. We're all Muslims, so we decided to make everything follow halal guidelines, and that's kind of the core for the products of the things that we believe in. But really, we also believe in like equality. So we kind of really went back to first principles. So like, okay, if we're running a company, what does like an equal company look like? So we're like, well, why doesn't everyone just get paid equally? The people who produce the products, like some of our employees, are just as important as the people who are like making like
the website,
like Facebook posts or anything else. So we're like, okay, let's just implement that. We're our own company. We might as well just kind of, people say be the change you want to see. So we decided to just be the company that we want to see in the world, and hopefully other companies can copy off of us. So we just started to just do a lot of things like that.
We also, like you said, the equal pay, and we also wanted to have everyone afford our body care, because this is like with Soapy Soap Company and Design My Soap, like they're like $7 bars of soaps, $8 bars of soap. So we actually have a pretty much a sliding scale where customers can choose what they want, how much they want to pay for their bars of soap. So if you can pay a little bit more, you pay a little bit more. And if by paying a little bit more, you're helping the person who can't pay that much to pay it. So there's a whole sliding scale for that as well.
Like you choose your ingredients, you also choose
your price.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
I know we're like old and we're like, we're these young whippersnappers.
Something we struggled with for a while, because you need to have your products priced in such a way that more margin is better. Yeah. But at the same time, we want it to be more available, and we have people on both ends saying like, oh well, I would pay like $12 for your soap. You should raise your price. And some people being like, I really love your soap and I've budgeted for it, but it is a little high. So we're like, okay, let's price it the minimum, just enough for us to get by, to cover our costs and labor and everything, and make it kind of an equivalent higher price, and just whatever people feel comfortable with. And then, like you said, the people who pay more are literally just supporting the people who can't pay as much. And we treat all the orders equally.
Yes, exactly.
So that's kind of another thing.
Great.
One of the other things on transparency is that if you go to their website and you're reading their Humanifesto, you have in there what your sales are months to date.
Yeah.
So we believe that business, we shouldn't hide anything. So we have a revenue number to date. So if you order right now, you go refresh that page, it's a live number.
So if someone asks us a question, that's kind of the core of it, transparency is like, well, let's just be open with what we do. And we're like, but it's easy to say that. So what's like a proof point of like, okay, they are transparent. We're like, well, let's just give them our revenue. Like companies don't typically.
Yeah, they don't typically do that. You have to wait for an annual report, which comes out like 3 months after. It's
And there's probably still a bunch of stuff hidden.
And the Humanifesto came about of this us sitting down and just talking about how businesses are run, and how we were doing some things. Okay, this is how things should be done. But we're like, you know what? No, we're our own company. Let's do things how we want things to be done. And just because people are not equal or paying their employees the same, or they're not doing this is not the norm. Let's create the norm. And the whole how the Mad Optimist came is we want people to follow us, and to pretty much to show people that you can be good and still successful and profitable at the same time.
Which reminds me a lot of our guests on our last episode, the Green Camino, because they consider themselves a benefit corporation. It's very, very similar. And I'm just amazed that these things are, not amazed that these things are going on in Bloomington. I know we have it in us. But, I want these things to be more front and center. I want people to know, and I want people to be inspired. And I think that so much of the Mad Optimist story isn't the product, it's how you're running the business. And so I hope that people will take a moment and read everything on your website and get inspired and think about how if they're small business owners or who they're doing business with, and encourage them to consider similar.
So you mentioned during the break, in anticipation of me opening this box, that people that go online and put orders in, like you said, like the first 75.
Yeah.
The customers get we include a T-shirt with their order because we want to spread the word of the Mad Optimist, and there's a few different back messages that go on the back of the T-shirt, including "I give a shit" if anyone likes that one.
So we're recording this show on October 16th of 2018. If anybody's listening in the future, so that promotion is good for a time being. So go order now. But if you're ordering next year, just ask them if they have any T-shirts laying around.
I think we have plans of selling them on the website. Cause I think we were somewhere last week and we were walking around and people were like, "Where can I buy this? I give a shit shirt. I want one."
Right.
So
that's awesome.
And we have, like you said, we have a couple of different other ones like Spread Smiles, Radically Positive, Crazy for Good. So,
You got a button on that says "Clean up your act." So, and one last thing too that I think as any good entrepreneur, you're always looking for avenues to expand. Or take advantage of what you have. And we were talking also on break how amazed we are that you can print up these gorgeous labels for custom soap. So when you give that gift or even for yourself, you feel like it's, just a full-fledged, there's nothing, printed on home computer kind of thing. It's a really nice looking product that looks like it was mass produced. And that's because of a special printer you guys bought?
Yeah, we actually bought 3 printers. The biggest set of purchases to date for our company. But we needed them to really get the customized label. There was really no other way. We can't go online and order labels and have an order ready to ship
one
out.
bar of soap.
Yeah. So we bought these really high quality printers. And so we decided, for anyone who needs labels or maybe is even interested in buying a printer, if you're a business here in Bloomington, we started up a little side division of the company called Bloomington Label Tech. So we can print out on-demand labels of any quantity and get it turned around just within a few days.
And I've seen some really, really cool examples, and you were showing me things when I toured the facility of different. You start to think about there's all kinds of things you can do with labels. I was thinking about books, for little kids. You get labels and you put a label inside with their name or whatever, but you could print something up that's really cute. Do a little design with the kids, a caricature of the kid or something on it. There's all kinds of stuff you can do, not just business people.
Oh yeah. So this was a big thing for me because we were thinking labels. Okay, some businesses might want labels. Maybe if you want a small brewery, you might want to do a short run if you have a seasonal thing. But then I realized, wait, labels are also stickers. Which is obvious, but I kind of think of them differently. But stickers too. Labels and stickers.
So all kinds of cool stuff. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Karen, were you surprised?
I was super surprised as always, but I had no idea.
And so tonight you're going to go to themadoptimist.com.
Yes.
You've got that written down.
I do
right?
have that written down. I might be stalking. No, I'm kidding. And I'll probably drive by. I try to drive by the businesses that we have on the show because I'm not even familiar with where people are located. So.
Speaking of which, I should ask before we go, where can people pick up products if they don't want it customized? They just want some of your standard products. I know I came up with the idea of this show while I was waiting for a pizza at Lucky's. And I was wandering around looking at the cosmetic stuff, and I was like, "Oh, Soapy Soap. We should have them on the show."
So right now, we're in several wholesale locations in Bloomington and outside of Bloomington as well, and all of them are still under Soapy Soap Company. But you can find them at Blooming Foods, Lucky's.
Fresh Time, and then JL Waters.
That's the rub off that square. And there's a map as well. And sorry for anyone who we forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then, or you could also just come directly to our production warehouse, and then you can get a tour of the facility as well.
Which is awesome.
And also, if you're a business and want to talk about unique business practices and swap ideas, we invite anyone to come over and talk. We're an open facility.
And that's another thing with the Mad Optimist. We like to collaborate a lot, and we like to create community of just like-minded individuals as well. So we have to do a lot of collaboration with other businesses.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and
thank you for having us.
Yeah, and we'll be ordering some for sure.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, that was another episode of At Home in Bloomington. I'm Realtor Deb Tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Got a show idea? I'd love to hear it. And be sure to contact me for all your real estate needs and questions too. You can email me at deb@realrealestatetoday.com and follow me on Facebook at Deb Tomorrow Realtor. To contact Karen Rastel for all your mortgage needs, call 812-606-7653 or log on to ruoff.com and go to the Bloomington Center. Thanks to all the Bloomington people who make production of At Home in Bloomington possible. Special thanks to superstar producer Rachel D. Gregorio, digital guru Cynthia Hogan at Monster Digital Marketing for website design and hosting, and video genius Wes Lasher in the production house for engineering the show.